Get your kids out of here. They're stealing all the attention. My sister-in-law Amanda's angry shout pierced through the joyful hum of the baby shower, causing the room to fall into stunned silence. My daughters, Emma and Lily, who were 8 and 6, had been quietly arranging the gift table, their tiny hands still holding the presents they'd been so carefully organizing. I'm Julia, and honestly, I never imagined I'd see my sister-in-law lose her composure over my kids simply being themselves. But here we were, standing in her lavishly decorated living room with 30 stunned guests watching her completely unravel. I mean it, Julia. This is my day, my baby shower, and your perfect little princesses are making everything about them. Amanda's face was flushed, her hands trembling as she pointed accusingly at my girls. Everyone's going on about how adorable they are, how helpful they are. I just can't stand it anymore. I glanced at my daughters, dressed in the simple sundresses they had chosen themselves, their dark curls neatly braided. They weren't doing anything out of the ordinary, just quietly assisting with the presents like they always did at family gatherings. My mother-in-law had asked them to help, and they'd been doing so with excitement and care. Amanda, I said calmly, stepping between her and the girls, they're just helping with the gifts. That's all. Nothing more. Amanda let out a bitter laugh. Did you hear Mrs. Peterson talk about how well-mannered they are? Or Mrs. Roberts asking if they take etiquette classes? They're already making my baby look bad. The ridiculousness of comparing her unborn child to my daughter's was almost laughable, if it weren't so deeply troubling. I could see Emma and Lily shrinking behind me, confused and hurt by Amanda's outburst. Mandy, darling, my mother-in-law, Sarah, intervened. You're overreacting. The girls are just. Don't tell me I'm overreacting. Amanda interrupted, her voice rising. This is exactly what Julia does, bringing those perfect little dolls to every family event, making everyone else feel inferior. Not today. This is my special day. I felt a small hand slip into mine and turned to see Lily, her eyes brimming with tears. That was the breaking point for me. I could deal with Amanda's jealousy when it was directed at me, but seeing my daughter upset crossed the line. Girls, I said softly, go grab your coats. We're leaving. Yes, get out, Amanda shouted. And take your little brats with you. The room erupted in murmurs of disapproval. I saw Amanda's friends exchange uncomfortable glances while some of the family members looked absolutely mortified. My mother-in-law started to protest, but I gave her a small shake of my head. There was no saving this now. As we walked to the door, Emma turned back and placed the small gift bag she'd been holding on the side table. We made you something for the baby, Aunt Amanda, she said in a soft voice. I hope your baby likes it. The simplicity in her words caused several guests to tear up. Even Amanda seemed taken aback for a moment, though she quickly masked her surprise with another scowl. In the car, I took a deep breath before turning to face my girls. I'm so proud of you both for handling that with such grace, I said, my heart aching as I saw their confused faces. Mommy, Lily asked softly, did we do something wrong? No, sweetheart, I reassured her. Sometimes adults, they have big feelings and they act in ways they shouldn't. This wasn't about you at all. Emma, always the observant one, spoke up. Aunt Amanda was mad because people were being nice to us instead of just talking about her baby. I nodded, impressed by her insight. Exactly, but that doesn't make it right. As we drove home, my phone buzzed repeatedly with messages from the baby shower guests. Mrs. Peterson, a key member of the local charity board, was especially upset. The way those girls behaved with such poise and that gift they made. Please tell them they're always welcome at our community events. More messages followed, each one expressing shock over Amanda's outburst and admiration for my daughter's composure. But it was Emma's soft voice from the back seat that truly grabbed my attention. Mom, she said quietly, I have an idea. Remember how we were going to help set up the nursery next week? What if we did something different instead? I glanced in the rearview mirror, curious. What are you thinking, sweetie? Emma exchanged a glance with Lily, who nodded in agreement. What if we showed Aunt Amanda that we don't need to be there to do something nice? As Emma explained her plan, I couldn't help but smile. My daughters, despite having every right to be upset and angry, were brainstorming ways to show kindness. At that moment, I realized they might actually be too perfect. Perfect in a way that Amanda couldn't handle. Little did Amanda know, my daughter's response to her cruelty would leave her speechless and provide the baby shower guests with a story they'd talk about for years. The next morning, I woke to find Emma and Lily already seated at the kitchen table, surrounded by colored paper, markers, and craft supplies. They were whispering excitedly and stopped when they noticed me. Mom, Emma quickly covered their work with her arms. Don't look yet. It's a surprise. Over breakfast, my phone buzzed with even more messages from the shower guests. Amanda's outburst had ignited quite a stir in our small community. Mrs. Roberts, who ran the local women's club, had even called personally. Julia, I want you to know, several of us left right after you did, Mrs. Roberts said, her voice steady. That kind of behavior toward children is unacceptable. And to think those sweet girls still left a gift. I glanced at Emma and Lily, huddled together, working on something with quiet determination. Thank you, Mrs. Roberts. They're actually making something special right now. She smiled warmly. Of course they are. Those two never let negativity stop them, do they? Later that morning, Emma explained their plan. They were creating a welcome baby book for their future cousin, filled with drawings, advice, and kind notes. But they wanted others to join. Can our friends help too? Lily asked excitedly, like a big community project. I hesitated. I didn't want to fuel more drama with Amanda, but their hearts were in the right place. Okay, I said, but keep it simple. It didn't stay simple. Emma shared the idea at school, and it snowballed. Classmates, then parents, got involved. Mrs. Peterson, who'd been at the shower, offered to help through her charity network. Let the community show what kindness really looks like, she said. Soon, kids were submitting artwork and messages. The local bookstore offered to bind the book. The art teacher helped with layouts. Even the school principal contributed a letter on the value of family. Meanwhile, my mother-in-law Sarah called. Amanda's been crying. She says no one understands how hard it is being compared to your girls. I sighed. She's the only one making that comparison. Sarah paused. The girl's gift is still unopened on her table. Even after how Amanda treated them, my daughters were still creating something beautiful for her baby. It was their idea, I said. They believe every baby deserves to feel welcomed. There was a long silence. Then softly, those girls of yours. The project grew. A photographer offered to document the contributors. A craft store donated supplies. Even residents at the retirement home wrote letters of wisdom for the baby. One night, as we sorted through the submissions, Lily looked up. Mom, will Aunt Amanda be mad that so many people helped? I pulled her close. This isn't about Aunt Amanda anymore. It's about love and showing it anyway. Emma nodded. Even if she's mad, the baby will know people care. When Amanda heard about the project, her reaction stunned us. Silence, no anger, just stillness. Then Sarah called again. She opened the gift. The bracelets your girls made, she's wearing hers. What we didn't know was that this quiet was a peace. It was the calm before something deeper. When we delivered the book, Amanda opened the door before we could knock. Her eyes were red. I saw you pull up, she said gently. Come in. The living room was unchanged since the shower, decorations drooping, forgotten. But the coffee table held photos and newspaper clippings. I need to show you something, she said. After I opened the gift and saw those bracelets, I remembered these. The photos were of young Amanda and another little girl, both wearing handmade friendship bracelets, smiling ear to ear. That's my sister, Amanda whispered. She died in a car accident when we were kids. Everyone loved her. She was kind, thoughtful, like your girls, and I was the one who couldn't measure up. Suddenly, it all made sense. Amanda's resentment wasn't about my daughters. It was about her unresolved grief. I've been terrified, she admitted. What if my baby is like me? What if everyone compares them to your girls, like they used to compare me to Sophie? Emma stepped forward, holding the book. Being different isn't bad, she said. Look at what we made. Amanda opened the book slowly, her hands trembling. Each page held art, stories, love. Notes from kids and adults alike, all about what made them different and special. Lily smiled. We asked people to write about what makes them unique, because that's what makes people interesting. Amanda's tears splashed onto the pages as she read about the shy librarian who found her voice through books, the teacher who struggled with dyslexia, the principal who had once been the difficult child. Emma added, your baby doesn't have to be like anyone else. They just have to be themselves. Amanda broke down completely, hugging both girls tightly. I'm so sorry, she whispered. I was so wrapped up in the past, I couldn't see how amazing you both are. Sarah, watching quietly, finally spoke. Maybe this baby is your chance to heal, Mandy. Give them what you needed. Unconditional acceptance. Over the next hour, Amanda opened up about Sophie, telling stories and showing pictures. For the first time, I saw her as more than a bitter sister-in-law. I saw her pain and her hope. As we were leaving, Amanda stopped us. She reached behind the couch and pulled out a small boutique bag. I got these a while ago. I was too ashamed to give them to you. Inside were 2 best cousin ever shirts for Emma and Lily. I'd like my baby to grow up with cousins like you, she said softly. Can we start over? The girls put on the shirts instantly, their forgiveness radiant. Driving home, I looked at them, so full of grace. They had transformed rejection into healing, not just for Amanda, but for our entire community. 3 months later, Amanda gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. She named her Sophie, and in the nursery, the community baby book sits on a shelf, a reminder that kindness, even in the face of hurt, can create the kind of healing that lasts a lifetime. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video, and until then, stay stunned.